Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Border Patrol in Raleigh. Agents are in the capital city today after more than 130 arrests in Charlotte over the weekend. How people here and across the state are responding.
And this morning, our temperatures are much colder, near freezing in a lot of places, but it's too dry for much frost. I'll show you why you could maybe need a quick scrape.
Durham mom charged. A mother is due in court today after a 4-year-old accidentally shot himself. The questions that remain this morning after the latest shooting involving an unsecured gun. Those stories and more that we are diving into heavily today here on WRAL News. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. Let's get our Tuesday started. It is a cold start out there. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center tracking our temperatures in the 30s right now.
Our skies are nice and clear. We had colder air move in yesterday, and so temperatures are chilly as you're heading out the door. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh. As we look at the Capitol building, you can see all the pretty holiday lights on Fayetteville Street. Our temperature is 33, and our winds are calm. We also have a very dry air mass in place, so even though temperatures across our area are close to or below freezing, you still may not see a lot of frost on your windshield. It's 33 in Southern Pines, 38 in Fayetteville. It's 33 in Durham, 31, Rocky Mount, 28 in Roxborough, so lots of temperatures down near freezing this morning. We'll see a nice fast warm up into the mid-60s this afternoon, but we'll see increasing clouds. A system will roll through this evening and bring us a chance of rain starting at around midnight, but we could see some lingering showers into early tomorrow morning, so streets could be wet for the morning commute. Thanksgiving is just 9 days away. We're going to take a look at the trends for precipitation and temperatures. Of course, we're looking at a chance of rain overnight, and the 70s are on their way back. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, checking the morning commute. Let's start with that southern loop of the Beltline. I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, those are the westbound lanes moving away from us. Traffic definitely beginning to pick up, but moving at a nice steady clip if that's part of your morning commute. As far as other routes coming into the capital city, no delays whatsoever, and we're not seeing any delays heading into Durham as well. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
A developing story we're following this morning. Immigration officials are expected to be in Raleigh today after more than 100 arrests in Charlotte over the weekend. Let's go ahead and bring in Laura Levine. She's live in downtown Raleigh this morning. Laura, city officials are preparing people for what they could expect today.
They are. Good morning, Chris. So Border Patrol agents has now set its sights here on the capital city after more than 133 people were detained in Charlotte. So now they're expanding operations beginning today here. Meanwhile, immigration advocacy groups are saying that families are preparing for the potential of parents not returning home after work today, as well as businesses deciding whether or not to open their doors. I want you to take a look at some of the images that we did see out of Charlotte over the weekend here from this video. Mayor Cowell said that federal agents have not informed Raleigh officials who they're targeting, what areas they're going to be in, and when they expect to complete the operations here.
First off, we didn't ask for this presence. We feel like the Raleigh, police, are doing a great job here locally, and in fact, crime's down. 16% property crime reduction, year over year. Violent crimes down as well. So the police will be doing their normal jobs.
And the mayor here stating that RPD will not be working with their operation. Instead, they are anticipating some potential protests in the area like the one you see here on your screen from over the weekend. Meanwhile, the North Carolina Republican Party is welcoming the news. GOP spokesperson Matt Mercer shared this statement saying President Trump promised voters his administration would remove violent illegal criminals from our country, and he is following through and enforcing the law. The Department of Homeland Security said that out of the number of people who were detained in Charlotte, about 44 had violent criminal records. So we will continue to monitor the operation and crackdown happening here. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, I want to show you a Facebook post from the North Carolina Association of Educators. They posted this just a couple of hours ago. They wrote a lot, but I'm going to break down a little bit of what they are saying. Today was the first day, school day, since federal agents began operating in the Charlotte area. There were reports of an unusually high number of student absences, a clear sign that families were afraid to send their children to school. This is wrong. They go on to say the crisis not only affects immigrant children, but it affects adult staff and caregivers who are terrified of being targeted. They say when we are worried about safety, learning is interrupted. And to protect safety and stability of schools, they're calling for immediate action. This is the post here where they are saying they want a communication command center. They also want executive action from the city to establish clear protections that prohibit Border Patrol from operating or staging on public property. Of course, that includes school grounds. They say that we will not allow fear to define our schools. Now, we have also reached out to Wake County Public Schools as well for their response on this. As soon as they get back to us, we'll let you know.
Our newsroom is looking for more statements about this, in fact, but we have to go back to something said last week. Wake County Sheriff Willie Rowe said in the event of an immigration enforcement operation, quote, I kindly ask all residents to refrain from engaging or confronting Border Control personnel and allow them to carry out their official duties. We strive to avoid circumstances that may lead to injuries or unnecessary arrests.
And Chris, as immigration operations move to Raleigh, we are getting new video and reaction from the arrests in Charlotte. New video from over the weekend shows Border Patrol agents questioning landscapers in the front yard of a Charlotte home. Now, the landscapers were decorating a Christmas tree when agents approached them. The agents left shortly after being confronted by the homeowner. At least 130 people have been arrested in Charlotte in recent days. The mayor of Charlotte responded to the operations with a message for President Trump.
The city of Charlotte is one where we believe in fairness and dignity, and where we are one of the largest cities in the country, and that we work really hard to do it right. And what I hope would be is that if I would talk to the president, I'd say to him, look at our city, look at our people, and make sure that he has the understanding that all of you and I have.
Some of the arrests have been for charges such as DUI, aggravated assault, and shoplifting. The aggressive nature of the operations is prompting protests and businesses to close.
We alerted you about the situation as soon as we learned about it regarding Border Patrol in Raleigh. And you can make sure that you are not missing out on any important updates by downloading the WRAL News app. It's free. And we'll, of course, continue to follow this story throughout the day. You can look for live reports and coverage from our evening news team starting at 4 p.m.
Happening today, Wake County school leaders are deciding on millions of dollars worth of changes to the budget. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Wake School headquarters in Cary. And Kelsey, it looks like a lack of a state budget is affecting teacher raises in this school budget.
Yes, Renee, that's what we're seeing here. And we've been staying on top of what's been going on with the budget for months now. Tonight, school leaders will be making their final decision here at the board headquarters in Cary. The district can save more than $13 million with this new budget, but increased costs for next school year equal about the same amount. So it all levels out. The budget does not make any sweeping changes. It's just an effort to maintain what the district already has in place. That means you shouldn't notice any differences in what's happening in your child's school. Some money will be used for utility costs and academic support. But one thing to note here that's not included are teacher raises. That's because the district was planning on using state funds to cover the cost, and state lawmakers have not passed a budget. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on school leaders' final decision. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Also happening today with Wake Schools, leaders are considering a new reassignment plan that could affect your child. Tonight, school leaders will vote on a reassignment plan for next school year. Students at 15 schools would move to a new school under the proposal. The changes are meant to fill up a new school and to reduce overcrowding at other schools. You can find out if you're affected and follow our coverage of the vote on the education section of WRAL.com.
A 4-year-old boy is in the hospital this morning after he accidentally shot himself. And this happened in Durham yesterday morning, and now the mother's facing charges. Allie Calibar is live outside the Durham County Courthouse ahead of her first court appearance today. Allie.
And that boy has serious injuries. And today, that boy's mother will be facing a judge in court, facing multiple charges. Asante Moore is facing charges of a felony negligent child abuse and permitting a child to use a firearm. This video shows officers investigating that home on Greenbrier Road for more than 10 hours. That's where police say Moore's 4-year-old son shot himself with an unsecured gun around 7:30 yesterday morning. This is the second tragedy like this in Durham in the last 2 weeks. Neighbors say they're heartbroken, hoping that little boy recovers.
I pray for this this child, that I really hope he's gonna recover, and pray for the family.
And we're working to find out the current condition of that 4-year-old boy. We know that Moore will be in court at 8:45 today. We're going to be covering this. Reporting live in Durham, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Your time is 6:10. Heading to prison. The man charged in the death of a girl at the 2022 Raleigh Christmas Parade has begun his sentence. His message to the family during an emotional day in court.
And fire warning. Why where you park your car could put it at risk of going up in flames during these dry conditions.
And because of that, we definitely need some rain. We could see some of that tonight. Starting at around midnight, it's probably not going to be as much as we need. I'll show you what we could see.
And we do have your winning Powerball numbers here on your screen. 7, 33, 50, 57, 66. The Powerball is 23 and the multiplier is 5.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, we have clear skies as you're headed out the door. So we have the top of the tower here in our backyard lit in blue for the clear skies. It's a nice start out there, but you'll notice it's a lot colder than this time yesterday. 33 in Durham, 34 in Holly Springs, 30 in Roxborough, 31 in Rocky Mount and Wilson, and 35 in Goldsboro. You probably won't find much frost on your windshield because our air mass is so dry. Because of that, we have high fire danger in some of our western counties. The kids at the bus stop this morning may have their thicker coats on this morning, but this afternoon, feeling comfortable. Highs climb into the mid-60s. We will see increasing clouds late today and then a chance of rain overnight tonight. We'll check in on what time that starts. Ken?
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of your morning commute. Take a look at the northern loop of the Beltline, I-440 at New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes coming toward us, flowing at a nice steady clip. And that southern loop of the Beltline, around Lake Wheeler Road, Rock Quarry Road, no delays whatsoever. And if you're coming in from Garner-Johnston County this morning, no delays between Highway 36 and the Beltline. Coming up, we'll take a look at some of the drive times and some of the other major routes coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area.
Ken, thank you. The man who was behind the wheel during a crash that killed an 11-year-old girl during the 2022 Raleigh Christmas Parade will be in jail for at least 8 months. Landon Glass was sentenced yesterday after pleading guilty in the crash that killed Haley Brooks. Glass lost control of his pickup truck during the parade, hitting and killing Haley. Yesterday was the first time we've heard from Glass about what happened.
I know there are no words I can say to ever truly tell you how sorry I am. I never had any intentions to hurt anyone. And if I would have known there was even a 1% chance that something was going to happen, I never would have showed up that day.
I do not believe you intentionally took Haley's life that day, but I do believe you selfishly disobeyed the law, and Haley's life and liberty was taken from her as a result.
Glass is expected to be released in early August.
Happening today, Raleigh city leaders are expected to discuss a backup plan in the event of a 911 outage. Raleigh-Wake Emergency Communications is asking the city council to approve an agreement with Charlotte 911. The agreement would allow the city of Charlotte to process 911 calls if Raleigh services were to go down. City council has 2 work sessions about that today. That's at 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m.
A food bank in our area is hosting a distribution event today. The Second Harvest Food Bank of Southeast NC will be giving out food at Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church in Fayetteville. This event is free. It is open to the public. It will be first come, first served. The event will start at 9 this morning, and it will run until all the food is handed out.
First Lady Melania Trump and Second Lady Usha Vance will visit North Carolina, and they're headed to Camp Lejeune tomorrow, to spend time with members of the military. The goal of the visit is to show appreciation for those who served this holiday season.
People in the Triangle are urged to be careful as we deal with dry conditions, which authorities worry could lead to more scenes like this in Raleigh. Now, video from over the weekend shows a car engulfed in flames. Look at that. Investigators believe leaves under the car may have caught fire. They're telling people to avoid parking on top of leaves, especially during dry spells. They say the culprit is often the catalytic converter.
Its heat alone that it produces can go above 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's a lot of heat, obviously. And if you park it on top of brush, that could require, 570 to 750 degrees to light off. You definitely can start a fire just by the heat of it touching onto that vegetation.
Fire authorities are also encouraging people to practice other methods of fire safety heading into the holidays. You can find those recommendations on WRAL.com.
When we talk about these conditions, Elizabeth, this is why we really need some rainfall. But the good news is, there's some expected in the forecast.
And we do have some rain in the forecast for tonight and then again on Saturday. And of course, that's when the Raleigh Christmas parade is. This morning, it is chilly. We're back down into the 30s in a lot of places. But by tomorrow, the 70s are back. So we're still looking at those flip-flop temperatures. We're going to take a look at our rain chances for tonight and Saturday over the next couple of minutes. Right now, it's clear as a bell, looking absolutely beautiful here in Pittsburgh with the sun just starting to come up. High pressure will keep things nice and dry today, but here comes our next system. That warm front lifts northward over us and helps to warm things up for tomorrow, and that will also help to bring us the chance of rain overnight tonight. At 5 o'clock, we're still nice and dry, so it won't affect the commute. As a matter of fact, the rain doesn't really start to push into our area until closer to midnight, and at that point, it's still up around Roxborough and South Hill. By 2 a.m., it's dipping into the triangle, and then eventually by 6 o'clock, moving out of the triangle into our eastern counties, and then over completely by 8 o'clock. So likely to have some damp or wet conditions on the roads tomorrow morning, but after that, we'll start to clear out, and it shouldn't be a big issue. Shouldn't be raining for the bulk of the commute. For Saturday, early morning showers are possible with an afternoon storm chance. It's also going to be very warm on Saturday. Temperatures could be up near a record high. Here's what we have for Saturday. First of all, Friday evening, we may begin to see some scattered light rain. You can see that at 7 p.m. in our northern counties, and it stays there all the way through 9 or 10 o'clock. And then the rain starts to pick up down to the south. That's going to be right around midnight on Saturday, and then we'll have to switch it over to the long-range model to take it a little farther. And this model is really showing a good bit of rain for us on Saturday, but once we get into later on today, we'll be able to fine-tune that. I think really what we're looking at is a very warm parade with a chance of a light shower in the morning and maybe a thunderstorm later in the afternoon. It shouldn't be during parade time. Next 5 days, tonight and Saturday combined, likely to see a half an inch or less across our area. Again, those temperatures are going to be really warm. Saturday, 77. These nice warm temperatures will be close to records. I'll show you when we could tie one. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're going to start with I-40 and Jones Sausage Road. If you're coming in from Garner, Johnston County this morning, those are the westbound lanes moving away from us, flowing nicely at a nice steady clip. And there you see no delays whatsoever between Highway 36 and the Beltline. Also, that southern loop of the Beltline, delay-free at this hour. So that's part of your morning commute. You don't have anything to worry about. Checking that northern loop of the Beltline, around Rock Quarry, not Rock Quarry Road, Newburn Avenue, no delays whatsoever. A couple of secondary routes, if you're coming in from Roseville, no delays whatsoever. Similarly, in Wake Forest, you're delay-free at this hour.
Ken, thank you. Preparing for Thanksgiving, which is now just 9 days away. Can you believe it, Chris?
I cannot.
The time to get your kitchen ready is now. 5 on Your Side shares an easy way to clean your oven safely.
And record travel. Getting to your destination for the holiday might come with some challenges. What to expect on the roads and at the airport.
If you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather where you are, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team.
Airports across the country are getting back to normal after flight restrictions from the shutdown. AAA predicts a record number of people will travel over the Thanksgiving travel period, including at RDU, where you're looking live. It predicts nearly 82 million people will travel at least 50 miles from home from the Tuesday before Thanksgiving to Monday, December 1st. 6 million people are planning to fly, and 73 million people will travel by car.
How about this? NC by Train just broke a new ridership record. Last month, the passenger rail service experienced its single highest ridership month in 35 years of service. NC by Train carried more than 74,000 passengers. That's an almost 10% increase compared to last October. This is in part thanks to special trains and spots to iconic North Carolina events such as the State Fair.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Another iconic video game is hitting the big screen, and a new look at the latest whodunit story in the Knives Out saga.
All right, we got Ken Smith here now with What's Trending.
Yeah, that video game very dear to your heart.
Yes, it is.
All right. Nintendo releasing new images from the upcoming live-action Legend of Zelda movie. The pictures show actors Bo Braggerson and as Princess Zelda, and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as the swordman Link.
Now, the movie is not going to come out until May of 2027, but the big question is, will Link talk? I know you two don't play video games. Link does not speak in the game.
Really?
No, he makes noises like "Saya," and that's it. He doesn't actually speak. Will he speak in the movie? We will find out.
But I love the story about how you use this in your wedding.
Yes, I used the theme song as the song we walked down the aisle to after we got married. It was great.
It's a good song, yeah.
I'll share it on social so you can see it.
Excellent. Well, the countdown is on for the release of the newest Knives Out film. A new trailer for Wake Up Dead Man now out. Daniel Craig returning as Detective Benoit Blanc as the character investigates a shocking murder inside a small-town church.
Ooh.
It opens in select theaters November 26th, and then you can watch it on Netflix starting December 12th. My husband and I love these Knives Out movies. He always figures out who's the person. Me, I'm like clueless. I'm always wrong.
Did you see Glenn Close in there already?
That's what I'm about to
give
say.
them the Oscar right now.
100%.
Right?
Just give it.
All-star cast.
Finally, she gets her Oscar. That's all I'm saying.
All right, thanks, Ken.
This weekend, join WRAL for the 81st Raleigh Christmas Parade, featuring stunning floats, lively performances, and all the holiday cheer you expect this time of year. From the heart of downtown Raleigh, it's a celebration you don't want to miss. The WRAL live coverage begins Saturday morning at 9 here on TV and wherever you stream WRAL.
Your time now is 6:26. Border Patrol in Raleigh. Immigration officials are headed to the Triangle after hundreds of arrests were made in Charlotte. How city leaders are preparing for their arrival.
Mom in court. A Durham mother is facing charges after her 4-year-old son accidentally shot himself. What we know about his condition this morning.
And if you're usually an early morning exerciser, note that our temperatures are near freezing this morning. We'll see a nice warm up, though, this afternoon and a chance of rain tonight. I'll show you the timeline.